Hey everybody, my name is Paul Williams, and today I've decided to start my own YouTube channel. And I've been thinking a long time about this, and I want to give it a shot. Because I think there's a lot of topics now in the world that we need to discuss, and I just want to give a spin on things with my thoughts, and then hopefully other people can join in with this community. And I'm not doing it to be famous or anything. Just doing it to get thoughts out there, and then people can participate in this. And I'm just like a little bit, worked up with how things are in society, and I thought, just make a YouTube video, YouTube channel. And what I really want to do with this channel is just like be as natural as possible, to be totally unfiltered. And if there's mistakes and things are wrong and there's a lighting problems or whatever, at the end of the day, life is like that, and you can't control everything. So I feel now that a lot of people, they're looking for the best angle, the best lighting, the best scenery behind the camera, etc., etc. I'm just doing this in my bedroom. And I just want to be just natural and just be myself, Paul Williams, and just let things flow, spontaneous, and just speak from the heart, and just let things flow naturally. And I don't even know, I haven't even investigated how to do the channel yet. So this, I mean, my partner's been saying to me, yeah, make sure you get good lighting, make sure you do the hashtags, make sure people follow you, and etc., etc. Probably I'm not really, I mean, if people follow me, then that will be good, because then my thoughts gets to a bigger audience. But that's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to well, it's part of the purpose, but it's not the total purpose. Also, the purpose of it is to psychologically, it's almost like therapy for me. And just share and get thoughts and ideas out there to this community. And and just talk whatever you think. And if you get things wrong, doesn't really matter. It shouldn't make any difference if you know how you look, or how what you say, and just talk from the heart. So at the end of the day, um, I just want to just talk about topics. That's very important, because I was thinking about it. I consider myself a deep thinker. I'm always thinking, the mind going, and I'm thinking, how I can improve as a person, and evolve. And I've had a lot of experiences in my life, and want to just help people, and that's the main thing now. I think I'm 46 years old, and I just want to, help people, and try and be a good person, and share my experiences and how I view the world, because we're in a very dangerous moment in our world, in our society. And one of the topics I wanted to talk about, because just to get an idea, I don't want these videos to be like really necessarily long, so people can listen to them. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to do a 10-minute video now or 15-minute video. I can see I'm almost at 5 minutes with this introduction. But what I want to talk about today is simplicity, and getting back to the basics, and what our ancestors told us, and what my grandparents, and my parents showed me and what I feel I need to transmit to the younger generation and my daughter especially, that we seem to be in a world that's so fast and out of control in many aspects that we need to, in my opinion, for the success of our race, is get back to the basics. So core values, and I see that in many situations that core values we lose because you know, and I think we're too materialistic. I think this is a key element, that we're only thinking of our image, of wealth, how much money we have, and everything, image. Um, you know how we dress, our lifestyle, what people think about us. We're always worried about what people think about us. Why should we be worried what people think about us? Why can't we be spontaneous, natural? Um, you know, always be polite, always be respectful to others, which is very important. But why we're always basing our what we do, we base too much importance what people think of us. We're like, if we do a certain thing, we're always saying, "Oh, is our group?" Or because we have a group, we're like a clan mentality, that we mix with our family, with our friends, with our business associates, with our co-workers, that we're concerned constantly that, or they're going to think that I'm strange, or they're going to think I'm a bit crazy, or they're going to think about that they're going to view me, like whatever. But it's not about that. It's just being yourself, and that's very important, because image can cause I consider a situation that that you're not so genuine, and you're doing things for the wrong reasons. Because getting back, that's what I'm saying today, for me, is to talk about get back to the basics. So an example I'd like to use is my grandparents, um, from especially from my mother's side. They were very normal, simple people. And when he told me stories, Howard, especially when he was in the coal mines, and how he used to go into the coal mines, and he used to come out the coal mines totally black, working hard, starting at 5 in the morning, starting work at 16, going to the coal mines, picking the coal. Before he went into the coal mines, they used to send a bird, a budgie, into the coal mines to see if there was oxygen. And if the budgie didn't come back out, they didn't go in. So I'm saying our generation, we have it relatively easy. Now, this is coming back to what I'm saying about core values. Howard was a child of 9, and they lived a very simple way. He just after the World War II, and the stories he told me is they had a normal house. The children used to share the bedrooms sometimes, because there's 9 of them, three children or 4 children in one bedroom, the boys with the boys, the girls with the girls, sharing the bed. And for them, it was so simple that the clothes were passed on from the older generation so the older children had the clothes, and those clothes weren't wasted, went to the younger children. The shoes of the older brothers and sisters would then be passed on to the younger brothers and sisters. So they take advantage of everything they had. because in those days people were poor. So because they were or poor, or not in a sense that they didn't have things and they didn't have food, they didn't go hungry, but they had to, um, you know, survive with the means and the money they had. And there was a lot of teamwork in the family, and they made sure things worked properly. So that generation, they had really good values. They used to tell me, and we're talking about my grandparents are dead now, but we're talking probably 1950s, more or less. In that time, people used to leave their doors open. So my grandma used to say that someone used to have the set of keys for the whole street, checking in, making sure nothing was wrong. They'd leave the doors open, they'd leave the car doors open, the house doors open, respecting the community. And obviously, in any time they could be crying but in that moment, the community worked very well. There was not so much crime. People knew the neighbors. People talked to the neighbors. Um, People had jobs, work. There was not any benefit system. People, worked. When I say no benefit system, not the benefit system we have now, in that people get huge amounts of money for not working. Now, I believe everybody should be capable of working. We should have a society that anybody can work, whether it's labor work, whether it's engineering, whether it's doctors, lawyers, or whether it's simple work in fields, in taking fruit, that we should have a society that everybody can work. But now if they pay the government, 800 euros, 1,000 euros, or whatever they pay. I'm actually from Spain, just to let you know. I live in Spain. In a lot of countries now, you get decent amount of money for not working. So then people evaluate whether sometimes it's even worth going to work. Well, it shouldn't be like that. And that puts pressure on the tax system, etc., etc. So what I'm saying is get back to basics, and that's what in general, my child, I have a responsibility as a parent to teach my child things like it's good to work. For instance, basics, getting back to basics. It's good to have a job, good to want to improve yourself. It's good to have your own money, achieve your own money. Please remember, to be a good person. To be a good person, don't steal, never steal, never steal. If you steal, bad things are gonna happen to you. It's a buena karma. It's a good karma inside of you, to be a good person. And basics, always respect the older people. Older people, be kind, be friendly, open the door. Make sure the old people near to you, they're looked after. Your grandparents, your people are old people. Check in on them. If you know a particular person that could be on their own in your street, try and make an effort in life, because I think we're in a society becoming very selfish, like all the time, thinking of our own importance, our own image, how people perceive us. But it shouldn't be like that. And it's our moment in history that, with the artificial intelligence now, things are just going to get worse. So I see children out there all the time on the smartphone, all the time in the shorts, in the reels, they call it, etc., etc. Obsessed with this image, how people look, how people interact, and people losing the kids. We're calling kids the teenagers, the millenniums, the early 20s. They a lot are like losing social skills. Now this can't be good. So I'm saying with the artificial intelligence, things are just going to get worse. So I'm saying that my debate today is, let's just try and remember our ancestors. Try to remember where we've come from in the past. Remember what our grandparents did. Remember how they, when they made an example, when they did a contract, buying something or buying some land or buying a house or whatever they did, a lot of these times it was just done by a handshake. They said, deal's done, I'm a man of honor. Maybe they sign a simple contract, of course, but what I'm saying is everything now is make sure we get the words right, make sure this. The bank managers, in an example in my dad's generation, they would back an entrepreneur because they saw that the entrepreneur was valid person, was somebody who had a good business plan, a good brain. They saw a vision. But now it's robotic. You go to the bank, you say, I want, because I'm a businessman, so you go to the bank, I want 50,000. Oh my God, I'm going to check all the credit checks. I'm going to check this, I'm going to check that. And if your scoring's good, you get the money. If you're more or less, or you're a little bit grey on something, you're probably not going to get the money. They don't take any risk the same as before. They took the risk on the person. Obviously, the banks weren't stupid before. They see a crazy project or guy that doesn't make sense. They're not going to give you the money, but they're gonna swing it to you. They're going to swing it to you if they're going to give you the credit. They're going to swing it to you if they believe in you. How are you going to get a bank manager now to say, "Oh yeah, I believe in you, Paul, but they're not. But I'm not going to give you the money." Maybe they do believe in you, but they're still not going to give you the money because they're going to say, "Oh, if I make a mistake, I could lose my job." Now, sometimes you need to take a risk on people, just because the way they talk, the way they might not be so good in certain making a business plan or good with documentation, but you can see that person's got a vision, and they're hard worker. They want to work and work and work. They don't want to be blocked. And so, I believe that the old fashioned ways of backing somebody should, this is just an example by the way, but the old fashioned ways we should not forget who we are. I mean, nothing's perfect. And this is one of the reasons why I want to do these videos where it's spontaneous. Whatever comes into my brain, I just want to get it out there. If I'm going on tangents or I'm mixing things up, it doesn't matter. Why? Perfection doesn't exist. Perfection really doesn't exist, does it? We could be ages making the video and like cutting it and making the music and making I'm gonna make this fantastic. But no, I don't want to do that. I just want to be me. I want to be genuine. I want to just talk. My reasons to talk, because I want, maybe it's psychology for me as well. Maybe I want to put my thoughts out there. That's true. But at the end of the day, I just want to stimulate conversation. So what I want to summarize in for the first video is that just remember our ancestors. Remember the basics. People, I've spoken to people. I knew Wim Hof was an example, the Iceman, and I was lucky enough to walk with him through the forest, and he was going, get back to the roots, the basics. Remember that not long ago we just had basic things, basic houses, basic things. So when I was with Wim, he was teaching me these things, and really great time. And it's just one of many gurus that are out there and talking, and we know we need to get back to the basics. And just an example of that again, tangents again, but my grandparents, they said they got one Christmas present. So the boys, if they got a football, that was like, oh my God, I've got a football. My God, oh, so happy football. But now I have this constant problems, you know, even with my own daughter, I'm constant. They take Christmas presents and they want like they get these loads of Christmas presents, like 15, 20 presents. And they're opening the wrapping paper. Whoa, open it. Yeah, let's see what I got. Wow, stimulus. Wow, the present. And then 2, 3, 5 seconds later, they forgot about that present and they're opening the next one. Wow. And then I don't know if you've noticed, the parents that I'm talking to out there, that after 2 days or 3 days, or even the same day as Christmas, they sometimes play with these things that they've got so many things going off and so many things they're playing that they forget about the present. So sometimes these presents last 2, 3 hours. And then and then what happens to the parents is they've got bedrooms stacked with presents. My daughter now is 10 years old, but when she was, even now, I mean, now I'm conscious of it, but they got all these presents and gadgets and prams and dolls and like 5 dolls and blah 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 and and then they don't play with them. They might play with one particular thing for a long time, and a lot of the presents and the birthday presents as well, the same. They seem to get not used because they've got too many things too easily. So kids, you know, that's how they are, you know, and get back to the basics, you know. When I was young, I always used to make the bed immaculate. I still do it now because I think if I make the bed nice, I'm starting my day nice. If I don't make the bed, I feel like I'm being lazy. But now, you've got to teach your children because now my daughter, she gets up, she comes out of bed. You've got to say, make the bed. Let's hope she half makes the bed more or less. Blah blah blah. But what I'm saying is, we just with the kids just do what they want. In my opinion, they have life so easy. They get sold all so many clothes. When they get a whim to want something, they get it, and they moan a bit and etc. And they get their things because kids or children, whatever, they've got expectations now that they can get whatever they want, and they can just, you know, because they see it on the social media, and they say that's how life is, you know, get everything whenever you want. Um, sorry. So we're in this constant battle of because if you get things too easy, I believe that when you come an adult, because you have things so easy, how are you going to? This is the debate. If people want to join in this conversation with me afterwards, or call me directly, my friends, or whoever listens to this, we're in this constant battle that the kids that our ancestors, my grandparents, they didn't get things easy. They had to work really hard. They didn't get payouts, the same as you get payouts now. There was not the same security in crime as there is now. So I'm saying is, our new generation, we need to train them that things aren't easy. And if you get a present, appreciate the present. That costs money. That costs the parents money. And I think we need to make sure that kids, children, have very important as parents. I'm a parent, that we train them, show them the value of money, show them the value of things. Don't over purchase for them. Don't over give them things. That can't be good, can it? You give them everything they want whenever they want. Let In fact, if you give them presents that aren't birthday or Christmas, or you give them money, when I was young, my dad used to make me mow the grass or trim the grass with the trimmer, mow the grass, and then I got £5 or whatever. But I had to earn that pocket money. But now, if you give kids pocket money just for the sake of it, without working, what are you demonstrating them when they get older? Are they going to be lazy? Um, so we're in this constant battle. What's going to happen with the kids? We've got this constant battle. Are they going to be socially adequate? Will they be able to socialize? Are they just going to be robotic with their artificial chat GPT and the artificial intelligence? They're just going to say what they want to say, and the answer is going to be given to them with no thought process. How they're going to communicate. I know we say evolution, but this can't be good, because there's certain things we need to control. We need to remember how our ancestors lived, how they didn't have so many necessarily, like, they had problems, but they were happy in general. Of course, you weren't happy when there was a World War II. You can't be happy, can you? When there's any war, you can't be happy. But from the 50s, after the war, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000 maybe, things were like in this glory moment. And now also, things are just so bureaucratic. So everything you need to do, filling out the forms, fill out the forms. You can't do anything without filling out a form. What about free speech? If you say something wrong, you can get sued. If you don't think the same as a certain person, you can be in trouble. You can lose your job. If you're on a TV personality or you're a presenter, if you say something half wrong, someone might get offended, and then you lose your job. So this can't be right, can it? So as long as you don't say things, I just believe that you need to always have some form of free expression. As long as you say, everybody can make a mistake. I mean, but at the end of the day, you need to be honest yourself. We need to respect the people, our society, the people that are close to us, and always remember so this is a summary really, always remember the basics. Teach your children how our parents lived, how our ancestors lived. Let them understand that we expect them to share, to have certain understanding of how to live, and not just be so focused on image, and socialize and communicate. If we communicate, like if you have a problem, if you notice you have a problem, if you communicate with somebody, you sort it out. Well, that's how we should be. So yeah, I'm just saying today's video is get back to the basics. Remember how our ancestors lived. Teach our children teachings to have good ways, good behavior, respectful. Always take care of the older people. With your friends, values, with have some form of work ethic. If you get money, you achieve that, not just giving it. I know that we have to give things to our children. We have to make sure that they have food and everything, and basics, but show them that if they work hard, they get extra things in life, and show them the value of when of clothes, and respect your clothes. Keep the house tidy, respect things, don't just throw things on the floor. Everything, details make us better people. So that's the first one. As I said, I was thinking 15-20 minutes. It's hit 30 minutes now. I think 30 minutes is about the right type of timing, because I've got a lot to say. I encourage people to communicate with me and talk about this. But this is something that affects me and something I see on a daily basis, that we've got to remember. Again, basics. Simplicity is very important, and always be a good person. Always try to be a good person. That's the key to this. And don't worry too much about your image. Don't worry what people are going to think of you. Don't worry that you've got the wrong lighting on your video, or the wrong environment. Just go with the heart, go with the flow. Make your videos when you want to make your videos: night, day, outside, inside, in the car. Just do what you think you want to do, and get it out there, and encourage people to be spontaneous, and don't overthink. So I hope you liked it. It's my first one, like a test. And I hope we can carry on this, and what I've said today. Please say comments and send me some voice messages by WhatsApp. Everybody knows who I am, who's listening now, because I've got no followers. I think I might get about 5 followers to start with, and to keep building that up. So so it's just good fun for me at the moment, and hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day or evening, whenever you listen to this, or afternoon, and let's keep talking and let's enjoy life. Take care, everybody.